So Sukadeva Goswami is informing Maharaj Pariksit that Uddhava, he was instructed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he reached the pilgrimage site of Bhadarak Ashram and engaged himself there in trance to satisfy the Lord. And Bhadarak Ashram has been the remote part of the Himalayas, and just to reach there is a great austerity. People, pilgrims sometimes lose their lives trying Bhadarak Ashram because it's dangerous. There are rock slides, and mostly it's covered by ice and snow. And many pilgrims have fallen down mountainsides on the way to Bhadarak Ashram and lost their lives. And the Narnarayan deity, he is situated in Bhadarak Ashram, and Narnarayan is an incarnation of Krishna to teach everyone how to perform severe austerities. And by performing these severe austerities, one can become self-realized. But in this stage of Kali, the Panchatattva has made self-realization very simple, simply by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and avoiding the 4 types of sinful activities, one can attain the highest perfection. So the beginning of the parapara is Krishna himself, and everyone is seeking knowledge. In the every morning, the birds are chirping, and they're inquiring, where's food, where's shelter, where's a place to sleep, where's a nice mate. And the businessmen go to the marketplace. They go to Wall Street in New York City, and they inquire, what is the price of wheat? What is the price of gold? What is the price of so many commodities? Because by buying and selling at the proper time, they could make some profit. But when one comes to the human life, one should inquire from a jigyasa, one should inquire, what am I? What am I doing in this miserable place? How can I get out of here? Who is God? What is my relationship with God? What is my relationship with this material world? This word, samadhana means fixing the mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. This is actual samadhi. So Uddhava was constantly engaged in fixing his mind on the lotus feet of the Krishna because he's a pure devotee. And his confidential knowledge is explained in Bhagavad Gita as well as Srimad Bhagavatam. And it's confidential because it can be known only in conjunction with devotional service. Just like so many students are going to the universities, coming from all over the world to acquire knowledge. And if one wants to achieve a PhD, he has to be approved by 3 other learned professors. And similarly, in the devotional service of the Lord, to achieve the confidential knowledge of the Lord, one has to be recognized by the Guru, and he also has to be recognized by Krishna. And the Guru is more merciful than Krishna because he can deliver Krishna. And Sri Gaurnitai, who have appeared here in Kansas City, are the most merciful incarnations of Krishna because they are distributing freely love of Krishna. Are there comments or questions? Yes.
The name at the end, Gora Thai, is that the name?
Sri Gaur Thai.
Sri Gora.
Yes.
Should we offer obeisances to have this? Should we offer obeisances to Sri Gora Thai to have this? You said delivery.
Yes. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself, but ordinarily Krishna is blackish, but in this incarnation, Krishna is golden color or fair. Kor means fair complexion, and this incarnation has the sentiments of Srimati Radharani, and he appears as a devotee, although he's Krishna himself. And when he was on this earth 500 years ago, when people would praise him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Chaitanya would block his ears because a real incarnation of God never boasts that I am the Supreme Lord. I'm here to deliver all fallen souls. He likes to take a humble position. And Lord Nityananda is Lord Balaram, Krishna's elder brother. And these two lords are extremely merciful. And they're the essence of all incarnations. And Lord Chaitanya is the Yuga avatar. Krishna comes in Kali Yuga as Lord Chaitanya to teach how to serve Krishna in separation. So in this purport, Prabhupada says that Krishna's pastimes are very wonderful and uncommon. And he was here 5,000 years ago. He displayed so many opulences and did so many things that are impossible. And he would go to various planets, and it's not that space travel is something that the scientists have invented in Kali Yuga. The space travel was there throughout history. And it says how Lord Krishna went to retrieve the parijata flower from the kingdom of heaven. And this pastime is very nicely described by Srila Prabhupada in the Krishna book. And after delivering the demon Bhamasura, Prabhupada writes that Lord Krishna and Satyabhama entered Amaravati, the capital city of the heavenly planet, and they immediately entered the palace of the king Indra and his wife Sati Devi, who welcomed them. Krishna then presented Indra with the earrings of Aditi. When Krishna and Satyabhama were returning from the capital city of Indra, Satyabhama remembered Krishna's promise to give her the plant of the parijata flower. Taking the opportunity of having come to the heavenly kingdom, she plucked the parijata plant and kept it on the back of Garuda. Once Narada took a parijata flower and presented it to Krishna's senior wife, Sri Rukmini Devi. On account of this, Satyabhama developed an inferiority complex. She also wanted a flower from Krishna. Krishna could understand the competitive womanly nature of his co-wives, and he smiled. He immediately asked Satyabhama, "Why are you asking for only one flower? I would like to give you a whole tree of parijata flowers." Actually, Krishna had purposely taken his wife Satyabhama with him so she could collect the parijata with her own hand. But the denizens of the heavenly planet, including Indra, became very irritated. Without their permission, Satyabhama had plucked a parijata plant, which is not to be found on the earth planet. Indra, along with other demigods, offered opposition to Krishna and Satyabhama for taking away the plant. But in order to please his favorite wife, Satyabhama, Krishna became determined and adamant. And so there was a fight between the demigods and Krishna. As usual, Krishna came out victorious, and he triumphantly brought the parijata plant chosen by his wife to this earth planet, to Dwarka. After this, the plant was installed in the palace garden of Satyabhama. On account of this extraordinary tree, the garden house of Satyabhama became extraordinarily beautiful. As the parijata plant came down to the earthly planet, the fragrance of the flower also came down, and the celestial swans also migrated to this earth in search of its fragrance and honey. King Indra's behavior toward Krishna was not very much appreciated by great sages like Shukadeva Goswami. Out of his causeless mercy, Krishna had gone to the heavenly kingdom, Amravati, to present King Indra with his mother's earrings, which had been lost to Bhamasura, and Indra had been very glad to receive them. But when the flower plant from the heavenly kingdom was taken by Krishna, Indra offered to fight with him. This was self-interest on the part of Indra. He offered his prayer, tipping down his head to the lotus feet of Krishna. But as soon as his purpose was served, he became a different creature. That is the way of the dealings of materialistic men. Materialistic men are always interested in their own profit. For this purpose, they can offer any kind of respect to anyone, but when their personal interest is over, they are no longer friends. The selfish nature is not only found among the richer class of men on this planet, but is present even in personalities like Indra and other demigods. Too much wealth makes a man selfish. The selfish man is not prepared to take the Krishna consciousness and is condemned by great devotees like Shukadeva Goswami. In other words, possession of too many worldly riches is a disqualification for advancement in Krishna consciousness. It's very interesting. Jesus Christ also said that it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. And we saw that Nalakavara and Managriva, they were demigods, and they were puffed up by their wealth. So this human form of life on this planet Earth, actually no one is very wealthy because this is a middle planet. There's so many problems. So this earthly planet and the human form of life is the greatest opportunity to develop Krishna consciousness. Even the demigods, they're praying that after their pious deeds are exhausted, when the pious deeds of the demigods are exhausted, they fall down again to this planet Earth. And they pray that if I have to again come to this earthly planet, please let me take birth in Bharatavarsha as a human being. Because this is the greatest opportunity for developing our lost relationship with Krishna. And Krishna also recovered the dead son of his teacher, Sanipani Muni. And Krishna also went to a different planet called Sutala to retrieve the 6 dead sons of Mother Devaki. These 6 dead sons were not ordinary. Formerly that they were demigods, and formerly in the millennium of Swayambhu Manu, once upon a time, Lord Brahma became attracted by the beauty of his daughter, and he was following her with a sexual appetite. And these 6 demigods, they looked on this behavior of Lord Brahma with abhorrence. This is a great offense. And because of this offense, these 6 demigods were forced to take birth as demons, these 6 sons of Hiranyakasipu. And after that life of 6 demons of Hiranyakasipu, 6 sons, these 6 sons, they took birth as the 6 sons of Devaki, and these 6 sons were killed by Kamsa, one after another. And naturally, Mother Devaki was grieved for the loss of her babies, and Krishna, to pacify Mother Devaki and to fulfill the sorrow of her pure devotee Devaki, Krishna went to the planet Sutala. And the Sutala planet is the kingdom of Bali Maharaj. So after conquering the whole universe, Bali Maharaj sacrificed everything for the pleasure of Vishnu. And because Vishnu was satisfied with Bali Maharaj, he gave Bali Maharaj this kingdom of Sutala, and Vishnu stayed there to serve Bali Maharaj as his doorkeeper. So this is another instance of how God or Krishna becomes a servant of his pure unalloyed devotees. And Krishna recovered these 6 sons of Devaki, and they were returned these 6 sons to Mother Devaki, and Mother Devaki was very pleased, and she saw that they were still babies. And these babies began breastfeeding from Mother Devaki, and by sucking the breast of Devaki, which had been previously sucked by Krishna, Jai Shri Gaur Nitai, these 6 sons of Devaki all became pure devotees because their sinful reactions were nullified by receiving this prasadam from Mother Devaki. And they were reinstated in their original position as demigods in the heavenly planet. Any other comments or question? It's time for the Sankirtan Festival. Thank you for patiently hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. All glories to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. So this is a exciting book distribution festival, or Sankirtan Festival, weekly Sankirtan Festival announcements. So get into it right here. And I wanted to apologize for being distracted and trying to do this while you're doing your class, Prabhu. I'll try to improve that system. So we have reported 7 book distributors. Haribol. Okay, so in 7th position, with 1 medium book and 1 big book for a total of 1.5 book points, Bhakta Aiden. Haribol. With 1 small book in 6th position, with 1 small book, 1 medium book, and 1 big book, for a total of 1.75 book points, Bhakta Shreyas. Haribol. So both Bhakta Aiden and Bhakta Shreyas are debuting on the book distribution scene. And we know that there's many more books which Krishna may allow to fly from their hands into the hands of the conditioned souls. So then, with 2 big books in 5th position for a total of 2 book points, Bhakta Ajit. Haribol. In a tie, 4th and 5th position, with 1 Maha Big Book, Mridangadas. Haribol. 2 book points as well. In 3rd position, with 1 small book and 1 Maha Big Book for 2.25 book points, Magadari Das. In 2nd position, with 2 small books, 2 medium books, and 5 big books for a total of 6.25 book points, Jagannath Das. And in 1st position, with 4 small books, 8 medium books, 7 big books, and 5 Maha Big Books, for a total of 22 book points, Bhakta Joseph. People. I recalculated. I found So I need to do let's see if I can do it real quick. Or maybe you should do the total for the RVC total, each category, and then the total book points. In the meantime, let us hear from Bhakta Joseph about his book distribution.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, we went out to First Friday and I was doing some book distribution with Krishna Do. And yeah, I had a first happen to me. I approached this guy with the Srimad Bhagavatam and I gave him the book and I was talking to him, and turns out he was an atheist. And Krishna Do even asked, like, what's the difference between atheist and agnostic? Just trying to like probe this guy for information on how he sees the world. And he explained what an atheist was, which is that you're totally sure there's no God. And then Krishnendu was like, but how do you really know? He's like, well, that's a good point. I don't really know. So Krishnendu kind of helped me with that one, kind of broke it open for me. And then I was talking to him a little bit about the Bhagavatam, how much it's helped me out, and how I wanted to pay it forward. And he thought it looked really cool. He opened a book page to the demigod part of, I was talking about the demigods, and he was really excited by that. And I don't know, he ended up taking it and he gave a nice donation for it. So it was Krishna's mercy. Transcendental Book Distribution, Ki Jai.
All right, Jagannath Prabhu, would you be able to uh, come and give? Okay, we hear Jagannath.
Um, so my highlight was someone I met on Mahaharinam. His name was Craig. And at first, I kind of didn't want to approach him because he had cowboy boots on. So I was like, oh, he's automatically conservative, so he wouldn't like this stuff. But I approached him anyway. And when I approached him, he was with his girlfriend. Uh, there's a video on YouTube about how to distribute a Bhagavad Gita from Vaisheshika Prabhu, and I said the mantra that he gives for distributing a book. But when I got to the part where I asked him what his secret was for having spiritual eyes, his girlfriend said that they were Christian. That's what the secret was. So it kind of threw me off. I didn't know what to say. Um, uh, but he was so nice that he told her to stop being aggressive. So I gave him the rest of the spiel about the books, and he accepted it and gave a $10 donation for a science of self-realization. And he gave the no, and when he gave the donation, I thanked him, and he said that he respected me for my devotion to my faith. So that was nice. It's a nice interaction. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Transcendental Book Distribution, Ki Jai. All right. So I'll give my highlight. So we went to the first Friday, and yeah, there was plenty of people to talk to. It was really great. Nice Harinam. And I went up to this person. Oh, I realize now that maybe I distributed one more book. Yeah, I distributed Teachings of Lord Chaitanya too, also, in addition to that. So, yeah, I talked to this guy, and they ended up taking the Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. And then they had a group of friends, but I didn't know that yet because they hadn't gotten together. But I went to go say hi to this guy, and he responded cheerfully. So I thought it was a nice opportunity. And yeah, I showed him the Bhagavad Gita, showed him the Sanskrit, told him he could learn it, and some pictures. And yeah, he bought it. He gave a $10 donation. And then his friends came. Actually, they came in the meantime, and they already had a book. So it was a whole spiritual team. Anyway, Transcendental Book Distribution, Ki Jai.
I met a nice guy at the first Friday who worked in some government position that Mother Dari Prabhu had met earlier in Luce Park about a year prior. And he already had a Bhagavad Gita, but I told him, are you sure that it's Prabhupada's Gita as it is? And he said he wasn't sure. So I sold him that one. Transcendental Book Distribution, Ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. So, as you know, book distribution is always a nice experience wherein we also purify our heart. So, happened to be with devotees. And the first thing what happened was initially it was again a tough trek to catch up, initially distributing the books. But once we got the tempo going, it went really great. And we heard from Prabhuji that the book, The Science of Self-Realization, actually happens to be sold like a hotcake. And that really happens to be true because we have been trying with different strategies, but then we had Science of Self-Realization. And I don't know what Krishna's plan was, but we had the book in a hand. A person from nowhere, the kirtan was going on. He just came towards us and he was quite inquisitive to understand what this book is about. And that's how the conversation started. We tried explaining about to him about the very idea of the human form of life, the very goal of human form of life, and he was quite convinced of that fact. And he was very happy taking the book. And in addition to that, we also met a person while the book distribution was happening. He said he happened to follow Buddhism, and luckily at the time we had the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam in my hand, and so I showed him the very picture of Lord Buddha. And see, so I just told him that Lord Buddha also happens to be one of the incarnations. And this book also gives a due emphasis to Lord Buddha, who is nothing but an incarnation of Lord Krishna. So he was quite happy to hear about it. Although he didn't take the book, but still he was happy that we are continuing this movement, and he like prayed well wishes for all of us. One last point. So when we went for the Sankirtan, I think 2 days back, the Maha Sankirtan what we had on Saturday. So then there were like an Indian people who were there in the Sankirtan, and they luckily happened to come to the temple. They took the temple's address and they happened to visit our temple. So that was really amazing. So that shows how the Sankirtan Yajna can have far-reaching consequences. And so to our, I would say, surprise, one of the relatives happens to be, like the brother-in-law happens to be a devotee, it seems. He's an initiated monk who stays in Hong Kong. So that's something worthy. And they also happen to take a book for his kid, that's Avatar Art. So yeah, happy that we could serve the Prabhupada's mission. Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai.
For anybody who didn't catch it, the SSR is selling like hotcakes. That's trademarked. Okay, now we have Dr. Aiden.
Two significant things. So the first thing that happened was there was a lady, and I was showing her the book, and I asked her what she believed about everything, and she told me, well, I think that you guys represent Jesus or something. That's what she thinks about whatever we have going on. And then we had the explanation of like like Jesus is not God, and she's like, yeah, I've believed it since so long, and then I had a book that kind of had that explanation, and so she didn't have any money. She said she would sell me, but she said she couldn't because she was actually on the clock. So, but I gave her the book anyway because she seemed very interested. So that was nice. And the second time, a significant thing was I sold the book. I got $5 for a small book, and he saw the picture. It was like someone doing sitting and meditation, and nice. It's nice to pass out books. Yeah, Jai.
Okay, so very nice. Now, Bhakti Shreyas, he went back to Arkansas, but I hope to be in touch with him soon. We may be able to get maybe for next week we'll try to get one. Anyway, until then, we'll give the RVC total weekly book score as curated by Ajit Prabhu. So, okay. Well, okay. Yeah, but there's also this points. Yeah, add the points too. Okay, I'll tell these. So here, this week, we had 8 small books, 12 medium books, 16 big books, and 7 Maha big books. Total of 43 books. Haribol! Yeah, all those. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Haribol. So with a total of 43 books, the RBC Sankirtan score happens to be 38. Haribol. Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Distribution ki Jai. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.